Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you this super cute Un Sorriso bracelet created by Ebony Looms on Instagram. That means a smile in Italian. I think that's super cute. But I love this design. It's actually pretty easy and super quick to make. You can switch up the version by a simple change in looping, and I'll show you that as I'm making it. But here are the original versions where that middle band is like a U, and with a simple change you can cross it in the middle, which gives it another look. So that is up to you. I will show you both versions today. But Ebony Looms does have her own Flipagram account, so I'll have that link below so you can check that out. And you can also check out her Instagram page. I'll have all that information below. So without further ado, let's get started. To make this bracelet, I recommend a double-ended hook and one C-clip. I will start by grabbing my base color, which is like the border here, the white. So I'm just going to use opaque burgundy brown. We'll start by making a simple cap band, and this is going to be a 6-loop setup. So I'll pull my first one through the entire cap band, and then we're going to reclaim the left part of the cap band, get that back on our hook, and attach the other end of the band you're pulling through. Keep it in place, and we're going to pull one more onto this side. This is actually the first one for the left side, but pull it through the first two. Skip the first band, pick up the outer band, and reattach this. And now we're going to actually slide it down and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to open this side up and scoop up the other side of that cap band, like so. And now we'll add one band onto this side. So pull this through the first two, skip the first band closest to your hook, pick up the outer band, and attach the band you're pulling through. So that should leave you with a total of 6 loops, and now we can start the pattern. So now we are going to switch colors, and this is going to be the colors that we use in the middle. Now each little middle section has a total of 3 bands, and to get this look, you're going to want to use all the same color, but you can, switch it up, play around with it. I just like how it looks with all the same color to get that look. So the first band that we pull through, it's going to go through the first 5. You're going to skip the first band closest to your hook. You're going to pick up the second and third, skip the fourth, pick up the fifth, and attach the one you're pulling through. You're going to want to arrange that to the center. So just release that outer band so that it's sitting in the center like that. The second one that we pull through, we want to pull it through the first 4. We're going to pick up only the outside 2 bands and attach the one you're pulling through. Once again, we want to rearrange that because you want that sitting in the middle. Like that. And sometimes, depending on the band you use, this may be laying a little funky. Don't worry about that right now. Just make sure on this next part that you're picking up the correct bands. So just make sure they're in the correct order and not all twisted. So this one we're going to be pulling through the first 5. And then our goal is going to be to pick up this band that's right here and get it back on our hook. Just that middle one. So grab this, pull it through the first 5. You're going to skip the first band closest to your hook, pick up the second and third, which should be that very center band. And now we're going to pick up the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. We want to readjust it. So we're just going to release this border band right here so that it's sitting on the outside like that. So now we're going to switch colors and go back to our border color. If you want your borders, like for each section, to change, you're going to want to change it now. I'm going to stick with the burgundy for the entire border color. So the first one that we grab is going to go through the first 3. We're going to skip the first one closest to our hook. We're going to reclaim the second one and attach the one you're pulling through. The second one, we're going to pull through the first 3 again. So pull it through the first 3. But this time, we're only going to reclaim the outside band and now attach that one you're pulling through. So it should sit like that. Make sure this side doesn't come undone or uncrossed. Slide it down and we can repeat the same thing on this side. So the first one will go through the first 3. We'll reclaim the second band and then attach the one you're pulling through. Grab your next one and again we'll pull it through the first 3. Reclaim the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. So you should have a total of 6 loops up here and you're back at your starting point. So now we are going to add on our center bands again. I'm going to switch to pink this time. And we're going to pull this through the first 5. Skip the first one closest to your hook. Pick up the second and third. Skip the fourth, pick up the fifth, which is the outer one, and attach the pink you're pulling through. Adjust that to sit in the very center, like so. Now we're going to pull our next one through because we pull 3 through the middle. So our second one is going to go through the first 4. We're going to reclaim the very outside 2 bands and attach that band that you're pulling through and adjust it to the center. So it should be in the very middle like that. I'm going to grab my last band and this one is going to go through the first 5. Skip the first one, pick up the second and third, which are the 2 middle, pick up the very outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. Rearrange these 2 end bands. You want the border sitting outside like that. Like I said, you may need to adjust it so these bands here are not like twisted or anything. So now once you've done that, this is actually the point where you can decide which version you want to make, or you can even kind of do a combination of half with the middle crossed, half without. It's completely up to you. But if you want it like this version, like I've been showing you on this one, then just keep doing it like this. If you want the crossed version, like this, after you've pulled that third middle band through and you're at this point, all you're going to do, the only difference between the 2 versions is either leaving it open or crossing this center band right now. So you would just cross the middles, like so. Hold it in place and then start adding on your border again. So that is the only change. So I'll show you this way now. So I'll grab my first border. Just like before, I'll pull it through the first 3, making sure to keep that middle crossed. We're going to reclaim the second band, get it back on our hook, and attach the one you're pulling through. Grab your second border band, and we'll pull it through the first 3 again. Pick up the outer band, and attach the one you're pulling through. We'll slide it down. Do the same thing on this side, so we'll pull this through the first 3. Reclaim the second band and attach the one you're pulling through. And one more for this side for the border. We'll pull it through the first 3 again. And this time picking up the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. So that's what it looks like by crossing the middle right there and leaving it regular right there. So now I'll go back to adding my center bands on. So I'll go back to my teal. So I'm going to pull this through the first 5. Skip the first band, pick up the second and third. Skip the fourth, pick up the fifth, and attach the one you're pulling through. Adjust it to the middle. Grab your second one, pull that through the first 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Pick up the outside 2 and attach the one you're pulling through. You want that sitting in the center as well, so rearrange these. Make sure it's in the center. Mine's uneven, so I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. Like so. And for my last one for the middle, we'll pull it through the first 5. And we will reclaim, if I can get it through the first 5, there we go. And now we will reclaim this second and third, which are the 2 middles. Also pick up the very outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. You want to rearrange the border band to sit on the outside. And it should sit like that. Just a reminder, if you want it crossed, this is where you're going to cross these 2 middle bands now. I'm going to leave this one open since I'm going to alternate each section. So I'll go back to my border color. So I'll pull it through the first 3. Reclaim the second band. And attach that band you're pulling through. Pull this one through the first 3 again. Pick up the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. Slide it down and we will repeat. Now my 2 middles just came undone. As you can see, they're not crossed. They should be crossing, so I'm going to fix that. This second band should be crossing over this middle one. Like that. So make sure yours is in the correct order, and now I can pull my border through. So this will go through the first 3. We'll reclaim the second band, attach that band you're pulling through, and one more time we'll pull it through the first 3. Pick up the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. So we're at the starting point. I'm going to go back to my pink for the center. I'm going to pull this through the first 5. Skip the first band, pick up the second and third, skip the fourth, pick up the 5th, and attach the one you're pulling through. Rearrange it to the center. My next middle band is going to go through the first 4. I'm going to pick up the outside 2 bands and attach the one I'm pulling through. I'm going to adjust that to the center again, so rearrange these. You could also just slip these first 2 bands off, hold them, and then pull this through the middle 2. But I always end up losing a band doing it that way, so I just do the rearrange method, but that's up to you. So for my last center band, the third one, we will pull this through the first 5. We'll skip the first band closest to our hook, pick up the 2 middles, which will be the second and third band in. Skip the 4th, pick up the 5th, which is the outer one, and attach the one you're pulling through. And adjust that border band to sit on the outside. And as you can see, it's a little messy in there, so I just need to center that center band so that it's sitting correctly like so. So again, this is where you can decide if you want to cross the middles or not. I'm alternating, so I will cross it this time. The one thing you want to pay attention to is which direction you're crossing them. So I crossed my left band over. So that's on top. So I want to make sure that I stay consistent so the pattern matches. Or so the cross matches, rather. So now I'll pull my border band through. Making sure to hold that band crossed in the center. I'll pull this through the first 3. I'll pick up the second band and then close it off. And one more time, pulling that through the first 3. Pick up the outside band and attach the one you're pulling through. Slide it down and we will repeat on this side. Pull it through the first 3. Pick up the second band, get it back on your hook and close that off. And lastly, we will pull this one through the first 3. Reclaim the outside band and then close that off. So you should have 6 bands up here right now on your hook. And at this point, if it is long enough and you wanted to close it off, you could close it right here. There's actually a couple points at which you can close it. But since there's only 6 up here, you could pull one band through all of those 6 and close it off like that. Or instead of adding 2 border bands onto each side to start the next section, if you were to only add 1 band onto each side, then you could close it off that way as well. So that is all you do to make this super cute Un Sorriso bracelet. This was created by Ebony Looms on Instagram. So please make sure to tag her and myself, Loves to Loom, if you make this bracelet. We'd both appreciate it and would love to see your renditions. It is an easy design to pick up on. I'm confident you guys will like it. I know I love it. And you can definitely play around with it. Come up with a couple different versions as I showed you. So there you have it, guys. If you do like this design, hit the like button down below. And I will see you soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.